Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In this recording, inshallah, we are going to continue our reading of Surah Al-Mulk, and we are going to cover ayah number 21 and 22, inshallah. Let us start. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wa bis-salah ala Rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Let's have a look at ayah number 21. But before we do this, I would like to tell you that before we wrap up today's lecture, I'll have a question for you to answer. So make sure you're paying attention to the key points we discuss. I'll be asking it at the end. Okay? So let's start. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Let's see what we have here. We have, this is a question, kind of a question form. أَمَّنْ هَذَا? Who is this? Okay. Who is it that? Okay, it's just a question form. Like we took before, أَأَمِنْتُمْ. This is also question form. When we say before. The word is amintum. But when we have this hamza before, then it's a question form. Exactly the same. Man hada is a question form, but a more specific form is amman. Here we have two counts. This hamza has a fatha. Just doesn't show here. Two counts for the mim shadda. And then we have a nun sukoon, which is bayniya, tawassut. It's an in-between letter. And we can pronounce the meme just, colliding our lips together without making the ghunna. It's not a complete sound at all. So say and هذا. Two counts for the alif. And another two counts for the other alif. This is if I'm gonna stop. هذا. But I'm going to connect. So what do? I think by now we all know what we're gonna do. We're gonna drop the pronunciation of Hamzatul Wasli and also this alif because it's two sukoon after each other. So we go from the dhal fatha to the lam shadda. هذا الذي. Okay? أمن هذا الذي. Two counts for the mad. And then this ra, is it elevated or is it lowered? It's a sukoon ra. So what do? We look at the letter coming before it. If it's a fatha or a dhamma, then it's elevated. So this ra is elevated. But is the ya elevated? No. So we don't say ya. We have two ya. الذي يرزقكم. Here this qaf is elevated. But the kaf is not. So قُكُم. And both of these letters, they are pronounced, they exit from the same place. Almost. They have the general exit. Same general exit. But each one has a spot in this general exit. I explained it before. So again, I will refer you to the articulations and characteristics playlist where everything is mentioned there. So this word is going to be pronounced like this. An elevated ra, elevated qaf. Yarzuqukum. Kum. In between letter mim. And then in. We have a nun sukoon and a hamza kasra before. Don't extend the hamza kasra. Don't say in. Okay? It's just in. Don't forget the ghunna of the noon. In amsaka. We have a noon بينية, it has tawassut in between, and also the meme. So what does this mean? It means that it needs a little bit longer time to be pronounced. In amsaka, saka, and then we have a kasra ra. Riz, riz. What about the za? It has rakhawa, softness. So the sound of the letter runs. Now, I am aware that whoever is listening here is either a beginner or an intermediate student or an advanced student. So if you are a beginner or intermediate or even advanced, and you find that there are a lot of information that you do not understand, it's okay. This is how we learn, step by step. Absorb whatever you can absorb, and whatever you can't absorb, just imitate. And then one by one, you're going to learn more and more. I want you to enjoy this journey. I want you to enjoy the journey of learning how to read the Qur'an. Don't miss enjoying it, because it's an enjoyable journey, really. And from my side, I'm trying to make it, easygoing, and I'll try to do my best. And this is why I'm telling you, send comments, send suggestions, okay, in the comments section, and I'll be more than happy to read and to try to follow if it doesn't occur in my mind, and then you suggest something new. Okay, very good. Let's continue. Now this za has rakhawa, has softness, and also it has a whistling sound. So we say riz, rizqah. If I'm gonna stop, this wow, maddu sila is not going to be pronounced. If I'm gonna stop, and this ha is gonna be sukoon. So I say rizqah. But if I'm gonna connect, I'm gonna say rizqahu. 2 counts for the wow if I'm gonna connect. Balladju. 2 counts for the wow. Ladju. This jim is pronounced from the middle part of the tongue against the upper palate. Ladju. Okay. What about this lam? Why is it a lam shadda? Because this is lamul harf. Okay, this is a harf. It's a preposition. Harf means letter, but this is a preposition. And it's a sukoon, lam. And then came after it a moved lam with a fatha. So what happened is that they merged. The first one merged into the second one. And this is why there's no sign attached to it, because we're not going to read it. We are just going to read the lam shadda. So we are going to say balla, balladju. But if I stop here, I'm going to read the lam. I'm going to say rizqahu bal, and I stop. If I'm connecting, this lam is not going to be read, and instead we are reading the lam shadda. Balladju fi. 2 counts for the mad of the ya. And then we have something here to mention. We have 4 waw we are going to pronounce. How come? Utuwa. Let's take it step by step. We have a shadda waw. So there is a sukoon and there is a kasra, because it's a shadda waw. The second one has a kasra, but it also has a noon. So this is tanween, a noon sukoon. So what happens is that there is idgham of the noon sukoon, of the tanween. So we're gonna pronounce the shadda waw, which is the shadda waw itself is a waw sukoon and a waw kasra. And then this tanween, which is the second kasra, it's gonna merge into the second waw, making two waw, a sukoon waw and the fatha waw. So it's gonna be read like this. Again. Again. This is the sukoon one. And the ghunna is pronounced while I am in the sukoon. Wow. Be careful, there's something called nabr. It's a very important thing to learn, really, but not everybody is learning it. And nabr is emphasize. I'm gonna emphasize on the waw. If I'm gonna stop here. So I'm gonna say fi utu. Because I stopped on a shadda waw, if I say fi utu, this means I stopped on just one waw, but there are two letters. So I make this nabr to emphasize that it's a shadda waw. It's not just one waw. Utu. What about if I'm gonna connect? I make the same thing. Utu, wiu, tu, wiu, wanufur. Okay? Wanu. This waw is gonna be extended. 4 counts. عارض للسكون. What about this ra? It's gonna be elevated. Nufur. If I'm gonna connect, then it won't be elevated. Let's read this ayah. أَمَّنْ هَذَا الَّذِي يَرْزُقُكُمْ إِنْ أَمْسَكَ رِزْقَهُ بَلْ لَجُّوا فِي عُتُوٍّ وَنُفُورٍ. I'm reading it slowly so that you can get hold of what I am saying. Let's move to the next ayah, which is ayah number 22. You can now see the question, okay? And the question is, how many in between letters did we read in those 2 ayahs? And be careful. How many in between tawassut, bayniyya letters did we read? Don't forget this. Read in those 2 ayahs. Kindly answer in the comments section, okay? Comments section regarding this recording. I would love to see your answers and let us discuss it in the comment section, inshallah. Shall we continue? Yes. Now here, the same thing. We start with a hamza. Originally it's men, okay? And then the fa is an extra and the hamza is an extra. The hamza means it's a question form. Okay? Afamay. Here we have a nun sukoon after it, ya, then it's idgham with a ghunna. Afamay. Make sure to get the sound from the nasal. Afamay yamshi. 2 counts for the med. Mukibban. We have a tanween here. This tanween is idhar, meaning I'm gonna pronounce a nun sukoon. Okay? It's not written a nun sukoon, but I am going to pronounce, I'm gonna read a sukoon nun. Mukibban. Why is it idhar? Because of the letter Ain. It's one of the letters of the throat. Hamza, ha, and then comes the Ain. Ainun, ha, Ghainun, kha. So the Ain is one of the idhar letters. Mukibban, ala. 2 counts for the alif. And we have a qalqala here. Wajh. Wajhihi. Remember, mad sila kubra, meaning that I'm going to extend it. Let's use the tawassut. Wajhihi ahda. Make sure after the mad to pronounce the hamza. Don't make tasheel. Don't say wajhihi yahda. This is wrong. Make sure to pronounce the hamza from the furthermost part of the throat. Wajhihi ahda. Get the ha. The ha has a whispering sound and also a running sound. Ahda. And here we have this alif, but is it 2 counts? No, it's 4. Why? Because of the hamza coming after the harful mad. Ahda may. Again, here we have may yamshi, the same thing. May yamshi. This mim shadda takes 2 counts for the ghunna. May yamshi. 2 counts for the mad. And then sawi. Sawiyan. Sawiyan. See how we pronounce the ya? Sawiyan. And again we have the ayn after the tanween, which is a idhar. It's one of the throat letters, same as here exactly. There's a ayn coming after the tanween, and here a ayn coming after the tanween. Sawiyan ala. 2 counts for the alif. And don't say ala, ala. No. Get the fathas. Ala. Now, what about the sad? Is it elevated or lowered? The sad is elevated. What about the ta? We all know it is. What about the ra? The ra is. And the alif is a follower. It follows the letter. We do not say that the alif is elevated. No, it follows. It becomes elevated because of the letter that comes before it. So we say Siratim, tim. Now here we have a ta kasra, ti. And then we have this noon, tanween, which is a noon sukoon. After it a mim, then it's idgham with a ghunna. Siratim. This scene runs. It's a soft letter. It has rakhawa and the mim shadda, of course. 2 counts for the mim shadda. Musta. The ta is lowered and the qaf is elevated. Mustaqim. 4 counts for the ya, and we end with a mim sukoon. Okay? So let's read the ayah. أفمن يمشي مكبا على وجهه أهدى. I stop here. I ran out of breath. I can stop here and then start. أهدى. Okay? 4 counts here. Don't forget to get the ha. أهدى. أمن. Again the same thing. أمن يمشي سويا. Is this a proper stop? No. So I'm not going to stop with the tanween. If I connect, I'm gonna connect with the tanween, idhar. But if I stop here, what do? I stop on an alif. This is why this alif is here. So we say sawiya. If I'm gonna stop here. If I'm gonna connect, I say sawiyan ala siratim mustaqim. 4 counts for the ya. Okay, مد عارض للسكون. Okay, now thank you very much for today. And again, I'm going to say the question again. How many in between letters did we read in those 2 ayahs? I'm looking forward to see your answers, and I thank you so much for your attention and your attendance. If you find this beneficial, kindly please like and press subscribe so that you get more and more of the videos as soon as I post them. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.